Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome.
Hey there, Ross.
Hello. Let's getting some more people in here. Hope everyone is having a great start to their week. It's heating up out here in Vegas, so finally feeling the springtime, which is nice. All right, as we get some more people in here, I'm going to go over some of the general housekeeping stuff that I like to go over and mention at the beginning of these meetings. Let me just make sure I get my chat and everything ready. Alrighty. Got a bunch of great updates for everyone this week. Team and I have been head down grind mode, locked in, fixing stuff, working on our next updates. For everyone who's watching on YouTube as well, I always like to mention all this information quickly. You can find all of our documentation at docs.stammer.ai. This has all of the latest up-to-date information, tutorials, and everything that you need to know about the new features on our platform. The roadmap.stammer.ai has all of our latest updates and change logs, which essentially showcases all of the new features from like a time basis point of view. So anytime we release something, we will make a change log update, which you can sign up to be notified manually. We also send them out as emails. And then of course in the dashboard, only agencies can see this over here. And let me just quit some applications. My computer is going a little slow. All right. Yeah. So we got a couple new things. We're going to have a changelog update that is going out later today, which will have a bunch of details on some of the information that I'll be sharing today. But of course, we always like to kind of go over more of the high level stuff. And then if you guys have any questions, please feel free to put it in the chat or we can review it at the end of the call here today. All right. So first things first, just a recap of what we did last week. Got MasterChat as out as a preview to some users, and we got some initial early feedback on that, which has already been updated and pushed to production. So if you don't already have it, access to this, you'll be getting it within the next like hour or so as we enable it for everyone. For everyone who is not familiar, MasterChat is the new ChatGPT style like interface that allows you to have an interface that is more familiar to customers who have used ChatGPT in the past. The cool thing about this is we've already taken some of the feedback that you guys have provided us, and we implemented a couple of those things right away. So now inside the custom styling tab, there's an option to rename MasterChat. I think Kuhn, you're in here. Yeah, good to see you. That was one of your suggestions, I believe, from last week. So that is now live as well. So you can rename it to be whatever you'd like, as well as be able to set light or dark mode as the default theme there. And then just a recap of how you can start using MasterChat. By default, right now, when we're giving access it to everybody, it's just at the agency level. So none of your customers will see this until you are enabling it for them. And I can show you a couple different ways to do that. We also detail exactly how to do that with all of the different levels of permissions and all the different options that you can basically set up for your agency, whether or not you want to include it in a subscription package or if you just want to give it as an add-on or give it for free, for example. And yes, Joshua says, do users need to log in to use MasterChat? Yes, they will log in, and then depending on the permissions of their sub account and their user account, they will be able to log in straight away to MasterChat, or if they have the admin permissions, they'll be able to log into the normal dashboard like we see here. So to enable MasterChat for any specific agent, you can go into the settings here, and then there's a toggle in the right-hand side that says enable in MasterChat. Once you click that to be enabled and you go inside of MasterChat, you can see that this option or this AI agent is now available in the drop-down selector here. We've also implemented a conversation search and conversation filtering, which was another requested item from some of that early feedback. We've also got vision and document upload working internally as well. That will be an update that we push out over the next week. So that will allow users to, send in screenshots and do all that other fun stuff. If you'd like to enable MasterChat for any of your sub accounts or any of your users, this is now a option to enable as the permissions here. So by default, again, it's turned off. Some of the feedback that we got from some of our other customers in the past when we release new features is they wanted to be notified or be aware of these new features before they were shown to their customers, which is something that we've truly taken to heart, and we've implemented that in a lot of the new ways or the new features like this. Some of the other updates and things for this will only be shown to certain users. Drew says only for full SaaS mode with API key. Yes. So right now, this is a full SaaS mode only, and you have to enable your API key. And there's a full tutorial steps on how to do all of this. But basically, you get your API key and you just paste it into the vault here, and then that will be good to go. And then let's see, inside of SaaS Configurator, you can edit a package to include it as a option or as a permission. So this is how you can like set this up to sell this and provide access to this to your customers once you've enabled this for yourself. We've also taken that feedback and included that into the marketplace stuff. So all the updates with the marketplace are also live as well. So feel free to check that out. And then finally, one of the other updates, major updates that has been pushed is the first version of analytics. There's going to be multiple levels of analytics. And the first one that we released is for the AI agent specifically. So this now includes all of the summary information as well. So previously, this summary data was right here, and we've now moved it to this analytics tab, which contains the ability to not only not only to collect the conversation stats, history, but also generate a summary. And this can all be done in addition to data extraction using the leads tab. Cool thing about this is you can export this data, and we'll be adding in functionality to automatically send this data over. And this is a cool one too. It shows you where people are chatting across the globe, which is kind of a cool thing. So this is this is the first version of it where we already have like optimizations going for this. So this will be kind of expanded out to not only the sub account view, but also the agency view with other analytics and options as well. Soon says, love, love, love. Awesome. Yep. Thank you very much. Yeah. Excited to get this out, get you guys some awesome new functionality here.
Before you continue, can I ask a quick question?
Yeah, please.
So I'm offering multiple agents to clients. So let's say one client has two agents. One they'll present on their website, the other one, how do I say this? I guess another one they would have as internal,
Mm-hmm.
but the knowledge base that would be feeding that one would be information from the one on the website. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Okay, crazy thought. Okay.
That was a question. Sorry. So are you asking
That's
if
how
that's
I'm seeing it.
possible?
Yeah, because that's how I envision this master chat to be. I can query or I can ask master chat what's happening with, information about my agents if I have multiple on different websites.
But I guess like what type of questions would you be asking? Like would it be about the conversations specifically or
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to find the ICP for my customers, or I'm getting a lot of questions, and it would be interesting to know the analysis or the summary of the various bots. I have different bots for different things. Who knows? But I'm using MasterChat as ground zero.
got it? So I mean the first solution or way that you could utilize this is by enabling the AI agent that is on the website to be also in MasterChat. And then simultaneously there'll be separate conversations and separate like your conversation in MasterChat won't overlap with any of the conversations people are having on the front end website.
Right. Okay.
So what you could do is use that as a way to like kind of look inside of the other one, but you won't be able to use MasterChat to ask questions about what people are talking about in specific conversations inside of that chat widget.
Got it. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And he says, MasterChat, tremendous feature, powerful stuff. Yep. Super excited for you guys to use it, and we're excited to use it ourselves internally as well. Okay, so and then just a couple other things we have. This is more technical related things. There were some issues reported over the weekend regarding the leads tab or data extraction, where if the user was not filling out or answering the questions, for example, the data would still be sent over. That is now resolved and fixed. So if the user has not answered any of these questions or responded with any of the values that you're trying to extract from the conversation, there will not be anything that is sent over as a notification, either to email or the webhook. That was the first thing that was fixed. Second thing that was fixed is the AI agent collecting data from the company and not the user. Now it's instructed to only extract answers from the user specifically. So that is also fixed. And then the third is a very niche solution, I guess, where when you are using the white label API to connect to a third party system like Go High Level, we have the ability now to send the user key back through the system so that way it's a static value. Essentially, what this means is if you're using the API to have a conversation with the user, you're going to be sending that ID or contact ID as the user key. So that way the system, the AI agent system, knows who it's talking to. After that conversation is ended, whether it's on Instagram DM or wherever it may be, that information is extracted just like normal, and we can see the lead data extracting the email that I put into the chat there. But it also now returns this user key, which allows you to search for contacts without having their email or phone number and using that ID to validate a contact in the CRM, at which point you can then update that contact to have the email that has been extracted. So this now solves for everyone that was using this method, and it works pretty flawlessly now. So that was the third update and change with the leads system. So this is all feedback from people that from over the weekend, which is now fixed and live. So this should all be working well now as too. So that's kind of the main updates. Like I said, we do have a couple of smaller things that will be detailing just quality of life updates with certain different things, and we'll have that inside of the changelog, and that will go out as an email later today as well. Drew, anything that you'd like to add here? Fantastic. Looking ahead for next week, we've got the alternative models coming out, so Claude and Grok, as well as Vision for MasterChat will be out shortly. And then we're going to continue to optimize and perfect that system as we get more feedback and more people start to use it. All right. So yeah, now we can go into Q&A. And he asks, when a user is booking a meeting, then the meeting confirmation being sent is not white label. As it ends, if you have any questions or further assistance, please feel free to contact us. Is there something I've missed so this can be modified somewhere, or is this a mistake? It should automatically change over to the white label system. So I guess just always make sure that you're inside the white label side. We need to get some more information on that specific AI agent. So if you could open a ticket if you haven't already and just make sure to copy the support info and send that over, we can have the team look into that specific issue and figure out why it's saying that.
Actually, Ross, I can answer this. So even on the white label side of the platform, if you are logged into as an agency owner, not as the sub, it will still show the support at Stammer.ai. So in the sub account view, from the perspective of your client, when they are getting leads or appointment notifications, they will not see that information. But you, as the agency owner, do see that information in the email notification.
Oh, and the email notification.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Oh,
yeah,
sorry. Yeah, I misread that. I
everything
thought,
client facing should be working correctly. It's just since you're an agency owner, you see that.
got it. Yeah, I misread that. I thought that was a message being sent by the AI agent. But yeah, the emails are always white labeled for customers, and we send stuff to the agency level as Stammer, so you know who it's coming from. Cool. Thank you for that clarification, Drew. Soon, do we have a date for AI voice agents? Not yet. We are working on it internally still. Our goal is to have it out within at least an MVP version similar to MasterChat out within the next couple of weeks. we'll keep you guys updated on these weekly office hours with our progress on that. We were hoping to get that initial version out like within the last couple weeks, but we really wanted to hone in on MasterChat and focus on getting that feature pretty robust before we released voice as well.
Did we agree that our clients could use their own phone number, or they have to get me?
Yes, that's the plan. So initially, what we're going to be doing is creating an integration with Twilio natively. So that should allow for anybody that's using that to connect natively. And then in addition to that, we'll be looking at allowing people to purchase numbers through the system as well. Okay, Jesse says, can an agent in a sub account be cloned and sent to another sub account? No. So the way that you would do that is it has to be in the agency level to clone it into a sub account. So if you go into the tabs here and clone AI agent, this will give you the ability to set and clone it into a specific sub account. Josh says, any plans to incorporate more natural language tools into the interface? Main friction point for us, for our less savvy users, is understanding how to edit the template, but most of the information they need to use is already in the knowledge base. I can imagine a single button that allows the user to populate the system prompt with their knowledge base information. Not quite as much to build as full natural language interface for editing the prompt, and it could have a huge impact on experience for users. I'd love to see how you would want that to be, or how you think that would look. I mean, as far as the way that I'm understanding that, like the prompting is already natural language. Like you just write it, you tell it what you want it to do.
I don't want to take too much time. I could quickly explain what I sort of imagine, because
Yeah.
sometimes there's placeholders that are, like your company here, you're this here, you're this here. So next to basis and prompt, there could be a button like, auto populate placeholders, because all that information is in their knowledge base, like the company name and, the links. Because I've just seen on the websites for the users, they still have the placeholders, which is understandable. But if there was a button that could just look in their knowledge base, because I tried a prompt where it's like, hey, for all placeholders, just use the knowledge in the knowledge base, which doesn't quite work. Just something to make it one click for them instead of, 5 clicks, because I know there's going to be that group of users that doesn't take that time, and just making it easier for them would sort of, rising tide lifts all boats sort of thing.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for that suggestion. We'll explore that further. We are going to be adding a prompts drop down or option here next to the FAQs here. That should give people more of a one-click option to customize, see how prompts are written in different ways. So maybe that could be we could add that feature there as well. Another similar tool could be chat with knowledge base. Yeah, so we actually enabled that for our internal testing, and that's something that we can release to agencies as well. Essentially, it's just being able to search through your knowledge base to find what information is available to the AI agent. So that could be a good thing too. And he says, one creative question about customizing the initial message. If I don't set an initial message in the AI settings, can I instead configure distinct initial messages within the base prompt, tailored specifically to different subpages to display with a 5-second delay as a pop-up in the chat widget? Interesting. We've had people ask in the past about being able to customize how the AI agent responds depending on which page the user is chatting with it. So I think that could be a similar update that is added to that feature. Right now, the initial messages are static based off of what you're putting in, either in the conversation starters or the initial messages right here. So I think that could be something that we look into further. Yeah, I'll make a note of that. I'll make a note of that one. Cool. So being able to clone an agent from sub accounts into the agency account would be super useful. Okay. Yeah, so being able to clone them back up to the agency account. Yep. For clients currently using AI automation tools for cold email outreach, tools that instantly respond to incoming messages and adapt dynamically, how can we effectively pitch Stammer agents as a superior replacement? Specifically, can Stammer agents integrate directly into cold email outreach campaigns? to handle real-time responses and manage ongoing conversations? Short answer is yes, as long as the platform has a functional API that allows our API to talk with its API. So similar to the example I showed over here, this is essentially the way that you would do this. So in this isn't technically a cold email platform, but the idea is the exact same, where we have a trigger, and in this scenario, they replied to an SMS, but this could easily be changed to an email. So for your scenario, Andy, if you were using Go High Level or a CRM to send cold emails, that initial cold email send would be done automatically through an automation within the CRM itself. Select 1,000 contacts or whatever, and then send out that first email. Then you would have an automation sequence like this that says when somebody replies to one of those emails, then we're going to take what they wrote in their response, and then we're going to send it through the API, the white label API. And this will allow the AI agent to generate a response. And then that response can be fed back into the system as a custom variable like this, which will be replaced with the actual response from the AI agent. And that is then sent back as an email. And in this case, obviously it's an SMS, but you could just change this as an email. So within GHL, that's actually that use case or example is pretty simple and straightforward to do. The one thing to make sure is just to make sure that your AI agent is prompted and set up to respond to emails as a email responder. So I can show you an example of that. And it's just, a slight change of how you're writing or telling an AI agent to behave. So instead of saying, hey, you're a customer support agent, we're saying, hey, you're an expert email copywriter. And in this case, write emails in the style of Alex Hormozy, because the AI agents have scraped all of his data. So you can also tell it to write like anybody basically. But this was a funny example that we were working on. So some prompt like this will allow the AI agent to natively respond in an email format, which you can then just pipe back through any automation sequence as that email. So that's how you do it right now natively with the white label API. And this also works with other things like Zapier or Make or N8N. So most of the cold email platforms that I've used in the past have some sort of integration with those if they don't have their own API. So you could use that as another alternative as well. Cool. Any other questions, comments, concerns? Alrighty. Well, thanks everyone for joining this week. We'll be pushing out some more updates, and you guys will get some emails here in a little bit. But hope everyone has a great rest of your week, and I'll see you guys next week. Take care.